Hi, welcome to In a Pickle Knitting. My name is Donna and today is Vlogmas Day 17. I'm coming to you today with two children's literature books for the holidays. The first one is one that I showed briefly on my shortened Vlogmas yesterday, and that is Babushka, A Christmas Tale. And this is a Russian folk tale that is being retold by Don Casey and illustrated by Amanda Hall. Can't seem to keep the glare off. There you go. And as the back cover states, this is a classic Christmas tale from Russia that will remind you and your family of the true meaning of this joyous holiday. And it is a story with gorgeous illustrations by Amanda Hall. She uses a technique with, I believe it said, watercolor and crayon. Yes, watercolor and crayon to build layers of color and texture. And I think this is a wonderfully illustrated book for this tale. And it starts off with Babushka, who keeps a very clean house. Everything is neat and tidy. And one day, a star appears in the village. And she doesn't really pay attention because she's so busy cleaning. And later on, 3 visitors come to her door. And she invites them in and feeds them, and they invite her to come along with them. They're following the star. And they're taking some gifts to a baby, a special baby, and she doesn't go because there's housework to be done. She's got to clean up dishes, etc. But the next day she decides, because she has a dream in the night, she decides to follow the 3 travelers, and she can't follow their footsteps. But she has packed a bag with gifts, and as she goes along she finds hungry children and children in need of warmth for clothing, and she gives gifts to these children, which is really what the story is about, that what she was truly doing, what was needed was giving. And it's a beautiful story. It's beautifully illustrated, and I would highly recommend it. I think children up to the age of 8 or 9 would probably enjoy it, and as young as maybe 4 or 5. And my second book, because yesterday's I didn't really tell anything about the Babushka story, is from a favorite author of mine, Cynthia Rylant. This is Christmas in the Country. This is illustrated by Diane Good. And that partnership, Cynthia Rylant and Diane Good, won a Caldecott honor for Cynthia Rylant's very first book. And that was When I Was Young in the Mountains, which is an nearly autobiographical story. It's a gorgeous story. This story reminds me a lot of it. It has that feel of autobiography in it. Cynthia Rylant's father was not in her life. Her mother was, but her mother was trying to go to nursing school so that she could better herself to provide for her child. And so she needed care for Cynthia and took her to her grandparents' house in the mountains of West Virginia. So she grew up in that environment, and the story When I Was Young in the Mountains tells about a lot of the way their lives were in the mountains. This story is the same. It is a non-traditional family. There's 2 grandparents and a young girl. And it tells about the simplicity of their Christmases in the mountains, just the very simple things that they did. And Diane Good's illustrations go very nicely with it. I'll show you here some of the little things that they did, and talking really about things that they did in winter and what they waited for, and decorating their home with lights, and everything's just very simple. See them bringing home the Christmas tree. So it's just a simple tale, but it's very basic, and it shows a lot of love in the home, and a very enjoyable story. Cynthia Rylant is a prolific writer for children. She is one of my absolute favorites. She writes poetry, fiction, nonfiction. It has several series for the very beginning readers. Henry and Mudge, Mr. Putter and Tabby are just 2, and so many standalone books. She also has written longer novels for young adults and has won a Newbery Award. So she's a terrific writer for young children. I think you'd enjoy probably any book that she has written. So that's all I have for you today in the way of children's literature. Hope you can join me again tomorrow for day 18 of Vlogmas, and I hope that you're enjoying your Sunday. Bye-bye.